Hello everybody, it's me, the Excellent Reviewer. I wanted to do a short little video talking about The Undertaker and the last chapter in the last Undertaker The Last Ride docuseries on the WWE Network. Now, I'm not going to do a full review, but a lot of people online have been, tweeting, and WWE posted out a picture saying, "Thank you, Taker." And the question I posed, question of the day, is, has The Undertaker finally retired? Is this it? He stated, because this documentary has been chronicling his career the past 3 years. It's been going on from his highest of highest of highs to his lowest of lows in the wrestling business in the last 3 years. He's quoted as saying, "I'm good to walk away. When we started this whole thing, I wasn't." And you get the feeling as he's saying these words in the documentary that he's not being 100% honest. And you can just, because we've seen him these past, these past 5 episodes of the documentary talking about, careers, stuff, and you can tell, I don't know, it's just like there's something in me that doesn't believe that he is quite retired and he's done with the business yet. It's like that one friend who keeps breaking up with his ex, but this time they actually mean it, only to get back with said ex a week later. And you can't blame him. He just has this love of the business. I mean, especially after watching this documentary, you never got the feeling of finality, that that he truly meant it and he was ready to walk away. I mean, sure, at the end of the documentary you got this cheesy montage filled with people saying how the Undertaker is the greatest in-ring performer of all time, and he certainly has a stake to that claim. I just have a feeling inside of me, and a lot of people as well, that he hasn't quite yet wrestled his last match. Especially with considering the fact that we are only 5 months away from his 30-year anniversary. We are 5 months away when Survivor Series is taking place. So you could imagine that maybe they would save it for there, and that would make sense in his 30-year anniversary. He also stated and said that he wants to go out. He wants his final match to be in front of a crowd and not like how they did it with AJ Styles in the Boneyard match and that type of way of filming wrestling. And honestly, that is not a request that is too far-fetched. I mean, you could understand. It's not something that's impossible to be done. It can be done, but who knows when exactly WWE is going to have fans in the buildings for attendance for Undertaker's last match. Who knows when that's going to be, because only now are recently things starting to come, businesses are starting to reopen because of, the coronavirus has died down a little bit, but who knows when they're going to start packing stadiums, and who knows when that's going to happen, whether it's going to be 5 months, 6 months, or even a whole year. We just don't know when that's going to happen. But I can see it makes sense. Have his final match at Survivor Series, but who knows whether there's going to be any crowds other than wrestlers from NXT in the building. And sure, if you even think about it, you want to have that match, you can have it at Survivor Series, where he debuted the 30-year anniversary of The Undertaker. Or if he wants like a sellout crowd. If he wants a sellout crowd, you can hold off on it, even market it, build it up. But, have it at a different event, build the hell out of it. This is going to be The Undertaker's last match. Not like the overbooked shtick that they did with the Shield and the Shield's final match together, and they had like I forgot what pay-per-view it was. They had like their official final match, and then they had the WWE Network. This is the Shield's final match. No, you have it be like, this is his final match. This is it. And if you just build it up, build it. Who's it gonna be? Maybe AJ Styles wants to potentially win. I don't have a problem with AJ Styles, or maybe he puts over Aleister Black. Who knows? The thing is, you build it, and if you build it for a while, you are guaranteed to have a sellout crowd. And not just because you're building it up, but because a lot of people want to be there in the building, and they want to see Undertaker's final match. They want to be there in person. They want to live it. They want to experience it. And just me talking about it makes me want to go buy a ticket to an event that's not even happening. But a lot of people who were kids watching The Undertaker are now adults, and they have jobs, and they're probably willing to pay money to go and watch The Undertaker one final time, or at least once in their adult life. They wanna see The Undertaker. I saw The Undertaker wrestle Drew McIntyre all the way back in 2010. I remember that episode of SmackDown. That was the only thing that I remember, is that Undertaker took on Drew McIntyre. He beat him. Shawn Michaels super kicked him, because this was the Friday Night SmackDown go home show for WrestleMania 26. So you can just, if you build it up right, the people will come. But I do not think that after everything that we saw on the final episode of The Last Ride, which was great. It was a great series. I just don't think he's done. I personally don't think that he is officially retired. I don't think that time is coming up. It'll come eventually. But I don't think that at the end of this episode that he is officially retired. I think if he wants to, yes, go, by all means, go after that final match with a live audience. But I just think that in this time, between right now and between his final live audience match, that Vince will call him up for something. Because in the second to last episode, Taker was all like, Vince, I'm done. I'm done with this. And Vince was all like, we'll talk about it. Almost like, no, you're not. Let's just talk about it, And he's like, you know what, Mark? I'll follow your lead. Whatever you do, I'll follow your lead. So, I have a feeling just Vince, that from now until the time he has his last match, that Vince will possibly call him up. But then again, I could be proven wrong. I mean, look at CM Punk. He retired a long time ago, and a lot of people were saying, it's only a matter of time before he comes back to WWE. It's only a matter of time before he comes back to wrestling. And he has stayed true on his in-ring retirement all these years later. And I know what it feels like to have someone tell you, you're not going to do that. You're going to do this instead. I know you. So I know that it's annoying and be like, he's going to come back. He's going to come back. He's going to come back. So maybe he could genuinely prove me, and he can prove so many others wrong by staying retired. And if, this is his last, if AJ Styles was his last match, then look at an amazing career that The Undertaker has had. He had the longest streak in WrestleMania history. And sure, even though he lost 2 times and it's diminished the streak, I mean, look at it. Who else wins that much at WrestleMania? Is win after win and incredible match after incredible match. Who else does that? Not to mention, he's won every single title that there is, minus the Intercontinental. But he's been world champion so many times over. He made so many stars. He made Edge, I'm not saying he made him, but he put Edge on the map along with a lot of other superstars, and it's just like his legacy is cemented. There is no one else that is ever going to be like the Undertaker. To be like the Undertaker, who is just, this massive superstar. And no matter, he is someone that everyone, and I mean everyone, knows of, and that they can, they know the Undertaker. There are these kids who are adults now, who, they stopped watching wrestling years ago, but time and time again, when people find out that I watch wrestling, they'll always ask the time-honored question, oh, The Undertaker, is The Undertaker still around? They always ask about The Undertaker because he is that memorable. He is the best character and the best gimmick of all time. And there are some people who are online that were bashing him. They were saying this whole entire time that, this whole documentary was him complaining and bitching and moaning. But no, you can't. I mean, sure, I can see your perspective on that, but I personally do not think that that is the case. He is the greatest gimmick of all time. So with that comes a certain amount of pressure, that you have to live up to those standards as the greatest of all time, But he has left an incredible legacy with so many memorable matches and moments. There are so many children who are now adults that have seen The Undertaker. That's why, because we know how hard he works and how amazing he is. That's why in the documentary there were grown people that were crying, sobbing when he lost at WrestleMania. And not just that, his final match, what we all thought it was his final match at WrestleMania 33, people were shedding tears. They were shedding tears. And I know wrestling is all fake. If it's all fake, then how come people are crying? The outcome of a match. It's just, if this is his final match? He has left an indelible legacy. And he said that he wants to be sort of like around it, not to be in ring competitor, but to sort of be around it. And he said that he's gone on record and on the documentary saying that he likes to teach at the Performance Center. So maybe a potential coaching job at the Performance Center could be in the cards, just so, he can still be a part of the business that he loves so much. Incredible if he were to do that, I think. And not just that, but for the new trainees who can pick one of the greatest minds to have ever stepped into a WWE ring. They have the opportunity to learn and study by one of the greats who has ever laced up a pair of boots. So, is The Undertaker officially retired? We don't really know. Only time will tell. But if this is his final match, then Undertaker, you're probably not listening to this, but thank you so much for everything that you have done in the wrestling business, and you're a hallmark and a staple to your own. You're something else in a good way. So that's been it for this video, talking about The Undertaker, whether or not he's retired. Do me a favor, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I will be seeing you guys for the rest of the New Japan Cup coming up this week. We'll be reviewing that and talking about the matches. We'll be doing that all week long. Do me a favor, like I said, like, share, and subscribe. And if you guys are out there, make sure you guys are staying safe. I will see you all as soon as I can. Goodbye and good night. Bang!